Hello, you dead set legends. What is going on? We're here just had a thought that popped in my head, and I thought I need to have a chat with you dead set legends about it all. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ready Bang, the number one arm wrestling live stream in the world. I'm your host, the Aussie arm wrestler, and as always, would you look at this? It is here. And I am your 2019 Melbourne Cup left arm, 80 to 95 a kilo, third place amateur. There it is. Here we go. Number one trophy going on at the moment. Now, I need to get your guys' opinion on things because I've moved rooms. So people are saying it's laggy. Okay. People are saying it's laggy. So I've moved from my garage into this room. But that's why I kind of wanted to test it out. But people are saying it's a little bit laggy. Okay, let me see if I can change the internet. So it'll be a bit choppy from the start. Let's have a look. What if I try this one? If I go to connect. All right, I'm back now because when I was in my garage, I was right next to the router. Now I've moved into another room to see how it goes. Has this improved at all? Let me know in the chat. Let me know if the internet has improved because I've moved another little thing here. So let me know, guys. And also let me know how the audio is as well. Hang on, I just need to close my door. We'll see if the sound's any better. All righty, much better. Okay, so I need to connect to that internet. What's the sound like, guys? What's the sounds like? Looks good, says End It Live. You dead set legend. Toronto Muscle saying it's much better, which is good. Spencer Doucette is saying, yup, good. So I want to get to an interesting topic at the moment. But yeah, so I've moved from the garage. I'm now in the study, which will hopefully become the new studio. So I wanted to test some things like with some lighting and some natural light. It's 9 o'clock in the morning here in Melbourne. So, yeah, if it's too echoey or something, just sounds okay to me. What's up, fellas? All right, everyone, just now start giving me ready bangs. Everything seems to be going okay. I'll go through the comments. Give me a ready bang, and let's fire this show off. What do people got to say? I have to agree with Sasquatch. Some either remember or have heard of the early days of bodybuilding before it came mainstream. The golden years of bodybuilding inhale these arm wrestling days. Devon's forearm has jumped in. Says, looks better, sounds good too, which is awesome. Everyone's getting here. We're living in the golden years of arm wrestling that will be remembered as such. Ready, bang. Tasmanaud has come in. And with a ready bang. Sound is great. Sound is awesome. Okay, I'll be keen to watch this back because don't worry, I've got my weekly live show in about 13 hours. Don Underwood, Ryan Bowen, Uncle John. That is coming up. Some big things happening. Sounds okay. Varley, our tennis superstar, says, what's up, fellas? Fox is going to bed. He tried a bit of a live before. Had some internet issues. Ready, bang, chair. Good morning to you, everyone saying. Jake in high frames per second. Well, I'm using the same camera, Irfan. I'm using the same camera. I've just moved rooms. Frame rate slightly low. Otherwise, not too shabby. Yeah, that's what I mean. We're trying some new things. Pete West, the Ready Bang, got a Ready Bong in there. Maximum effort says golden. Why haven't I seen this before? Golden liquid with a 7-up. That's awesome. Thank you, Golden Liquid. What do we got? Sasquatch in here with a Ready Bang. I don't know. TCT. I don't know what that means, Macho Man. But you've come in with a ready bang. Mrs. Aussie Arm Wrestler in the house saying ready bang, just all the way from upstairs with our little girl. I mean, it takes me too long to say hi to everyone. Ready bang Clark. Phil Woody UK. Don't know why I had to say that in an American accent. Oh, Varley, Captain Obvious in there says ready bang. Hope everyone's having a good weekend. I'm having a good weekend so far. Nice haircut, Jake. Looking sharp. I needed a haircut. That's when you know my hair's getting too long and out of control. The hat starts coming on. The hat starts coming on. All righty. Everyone. Ennett Live is in. He goes, being new to the sport and trying to introduce my little streaming company. This channel has been wonderful to learn from. Thank you all. Thank you for all you do. Big time fan. Thank you, Ennett Live. If you need, I don't know if it's tips or advice or you just need a sounding board, Ennett, just message me, man. All of us want to help. And if there's another streaming company or another person who wants to get involved in arm wrestling, Ennett, we're all accessible, including the Aussie Arm Wrestler. All righty. So, yeah, hit the like, get it all going. You all know what to do. It's the usual suspects in there. Donnie McNeil says, yes, it become mainstream through your commentary. Finally, someone making some sense. And that's what I want to have a talk about. Not just through my commentary. Thank you, Donnie. Yes, star. But I do want to talk about if arm wrestling can become mainstream, because every time I get a glimpse of hope, something just comes over like a chair shot to the head. And I'm like, no chance this will ever happen. Yeah, I've got a widow's peak, Irfan. I've got a widow's peak. For me, just having a quick look. Love the clothesline, Jermaine Boom. Did you all? Yeah, you've seen that video a couple of times. I might have to do a bit of a review on a show about my pro wrestling career. But the question I want to ask, can arm wrestling become mainstream? Something that I'm thinking about, something that I'm yearning for. It's something that I want forever and ever and ever. Now, can it become mainstream? I'm gonna play devil's advocate here, and I'm gonna give you reasons why it can become mainstream. I'm gonna give you reasons why it can't become mainstream. And I've got a poll going. Now. You guys let me know. First of all, you got to hit the like button. But you guys let me know. Do you want me to start me with the positives or do you want me to start with the negatives? You guys let me know in the comments. Christopher Brown has come in. He says, what does he say? He says, no one knows about it in mainstream Australia. I talk to people and no one thinks it's a real sport. Correct, Christopher Brown. Correct. I should get sponsored by McDonald's because of my widow's peak. Jermaine Boom, that is me. People want new stuff to watch. Just need to get it out beyond social media, TV. Look, you can be successful. Negatives first, always finish on the positives. And negs. Okay. So a few reasons as Ron the Don has just come in. Why it won't happen. Why it won't come mainstream, especially considering we're an underground sport. That one of the main problems, in my opinion, are the arm wrestling fans. And what I mean by the arm wrestling fans, if we're talking about negative, I'm talking about the negative arm wrestling fans, the ones that purposely go out of their way to hurt athletes, the ones that purposely go out of their way to just shit on everything that is in the community, whether it's replying to comments. Like I went through my hidden comments. So what YouTube does, it can, if they think you're spamming or if they think you're too aggressive, you can approve a comment. It takes a while to get to. And then there's hidden ones. When they just come absolutely abusive. And some of mine, shut the F up, you fat C, and things like that. And, you don't know anything, you effing this, that, and the other. So, whether you go on your Facebooks, your TikToks, your Twitters, Instagram, there's always some negative Nancy's out there. Now, in today's society that we live in, they are going to make the loudest noise. Losers always make the loudest noise and will have the majority of the effect on people. For example, I could have, not so much me, but other channels could have a million comments saying, awesome video, great video, great video, great video. One dickhead gets in there and goes, you're a stupid, this, that, and the other. And it has a real effect on them. Some people deal with it better than others, but it's just, for me, someone that just loves being happy, it is just a shit thing to do. So I think what is happening, we're at a stage where the sport is growing. The sport is growing, and for me personally, I would love it to be mainstream. So it is growing, and it is growing, it's growing. Now, instead of all the people down here wanting the sport to succeed, they're feeling that they're becoming irrelevant. Now, the way they can feel relevant is get a big lasso, and instead of climbing and joining everyone with the rise, they want to pull everyone back to their level. And it's horrible. It is horrible. So, they just want to bring them down. Now, you can have a difference of an opinion. That's not a problem. I could sit there and say, John Brzezinski's going to beat Monster Michael Todd. You can all come in and go, Aussie, you silly, silly boy. Monster Michael Todd's got the press and he's going to beat the GOAT. It's cool like that. But once people are trying to outdo each other of, watch how nasty I can get. Well, I can get nastier than that. I can get nastier than that. And then people are getting personal messages because arm wrestling is so accessible. And people are scared that that's going to be taken away. Like, you can message Devin and you can message Michael Todd and they will more than likely reply. You can't message Steph Curry. You can't message Tom Brady, Rob Gronkowski, Drew Brees. You can't message those dudes and get a reply. If you do, you've hit the jackpot. So I think the number one reason why it won't become mainstream is because of those fans. Now, I'm not saying everything's got to be fun daisies and roses and sunshine, because we need debate in sport. That's what makes and at the end of the day, it is just a sport. So I believe that is the arguably the main reason why it won't go mainstream. So if you're someone coming new into the sport, and it live, if you're still in the chat, correct me if I'm wrong, but if you come into the sport and you're involved with a video, you're involved with an interview, and you get 500 thumbs down and you get 500 hateful comments in the section, well, you're going to sit there and go, well, fuck this arm wrestling, sit back to your underground sport. So, alrighty, let me scroll back and see what you guys think as well. Okay. Thanks, mate. I really feel like even those I don't agree with still have the right to their opinion. That's right. That is right. I mean, Wolf, you and I, early days, mate, we didn't agree on anything. And look at us now. We're best buds. We're frenemies. So because you went about it the right way. My man Tony says, I reckon it can, but we need more athletes to understand viewers. I really like Monster Michael Todd's factory the other day. Don and Monster Michael Todd's shoulders commentary was great for newbies. Very interesting. What else have we got? One of the issues I see is the non-fan seat as a knucklehead sport that takes no skills. I tried to get one of my mates into it before King of the Table 4, and he remarked with, gee, what an intellectual activity. Oh, look, any sport. Look, Uncle John's my best friend, and he hates basketball. So it's like, okay, we can't convince every single person we talk to, but he hates basketball, and I love it. So people are not going to like the sport. That's fine. We just move on and find the people that will. What else we got? This one bothers me a bit. Irfan says arm wrestling arm break vids compilations more or less hinder the sport's growth, in your opinion? Yes, they do. What I try and explain to everyone, and it's very hard, to get through, that all these people watch basketball and you'll see dislocated knees, dislocated elbows, dislocated fingers. You'll see ankles, tendons get ripped to shreds. You watch the NFL and you'll see concussions, broken this, broken that. In football, people landing on their necks. They're literally punching each other up in ice hockey. So when people are like, I couldn't do it because of arm break, our response is the first thing you learn is how not to break your arm. And two, injuries happen in all sports. That's my argument, is that we have a hardcore underground image. That'll take some time to shaking off. Join the rise. Just mentioned Devin's name. Yeah. All righty. Respectful debate, though. Some trolls are way too salty. I like to use tasteful salt. Yeah, I'm all for, if I get on here and do my predictions for East versus West, which I will do soon, everyone's going to think different to me. And that's fine. Let's chat about it. But if you sit there and say, you're an effing lunatic and I hope your wife falls down the stairs whilst holding your baby, just because I think one person is going to win over someone else, it's that kind of shit, when your character gets into question. So I do think it becomes more mainstream. The close-knit community thing may disappear, and that'll happen when everything grows. If I invite 10 people at my house, we're more than likely all going to sit in a circle and have a chat about our weekend, have a few beers and a laugh. But then when 25 people come, you'll see little spot fires. Oh, well, I'm going to go talk to these guys. Hey, what's going on? Then when there's 50 and then there's 100 people in my party, well, then you're just scrambling everywhere and all the groups form, which is fine. But we need the majority of these people to have the number one goal, and that is to grow the sport. And it's just not happening because a lot of people on social media are just, because they might do a normal post, whether it's on Reddit or Facebook or Instagram, they might get 4 views. And then they jump into an arm wrestling group and they do the same post. It's very hurtful. And they might get 15 likes. And that endorphin gets in there. And it's like, well, this is my thing. So yeah, it's very interesting. What else have we got? Yes, the loudest ones, the ones who think they know it all and hold things back. So far, everyone's been great. That's awesome, Ennett. That's awesome. Very glad to hear that, my man. No big sponsors, which brings me to point number 2, Adam. And it's not sponsors. Pete West says, blaming shitty fans, number one reason to cop. Arm wrestling couldn't break into mainstream for decades before the YouTube haters existed. Yeah, you could be 100% right, Pete. You could be 100% right. I'm just going off my time. I'm talking about going mainstream. There's many of other reasons that we'll get into. But I wouldn't mind it. Oh, geez, I'm way behind in the comments, guys. Way behind. I think arm wrestling. I'll get to the super chat in a minute, White Wolf. Actually, no, let's go to the super chat first. Do like your opinion, though, Pete. Very interesting. I may not always be nice, but when I am, it's almost always on the Aussie Arm Wrestlers channel. Who am I kidding? I'm mostly nice, except when we get in the ring. Then it's ready fang. What else have we got? Hella hair. The hair's coming back in. Hella hair day you got going today. The bro flow. Devon haters are the worst than anyone. That's just my opinion. Who thinks Who thinks Uncle John's idea of OG athletes acting a bit like WWF athletes is the way forward? For me, I personally agree. Characters in the sport will get fans. You don't have to. I think Uncle John doesn't want people to be like WWF characters. Well, yeah, maybe a little bit, but he just wants you guys to be a character. Now, you don't have to be over the top, ready, bang, maximum effort in your face. Like there's an arm wrestler here in Australia, Sam Burnett. He is a character. He's integrating his character, and he's a very cool, calm, collective guy. A very good Savage Surge video he did, and also someone like Kevin Palco had a very good one. But he's just like, I'm just going to come in. I'm just going to come and do my business. I'm going to shake your hand. I'm the humble hitman. But that's a character. That's a character. So, yeah. One thing I'm finding interesting is where in arm wrestling, we're a little bit lazy. And what I mean by that is a lot of people are just expecting the call up for a big, massive match, or they're expecting sponsors to hit them up, or if they just ask once, hey, do you want to sponsor me? No. Oh, and things like that. Like successful, if it was easy, we'd all have 1 million subscribers or 1 million people following us on Facebook and 10 million views every bloody video. But it does take a bit of work. That's for sure. So I know a lot of times I try and speak to some arm wrestlers and they're like, oh, why has such and such got a Monster Michael Todd or an Arm Wars match? You know, I know 10 guys that are better than it. And it's like, well, where are they? I don't see them. I don't see them. You know, sponsors don't fall on your lap. You got to go pitch sponsors and things like that. Everyone's. Oh, wait. I've got to scroll up and catch on the. At this point in time, is entertainment more important than developing new and deeper talent? No, the talent will come. The talent will come, Pete. I think because. For me personally, I think there's room for both. I think there's room for both. And what I mean by that, Pete, my man, is for me, if you go like the Corey West, Alex Cadetia, both entertaining guys, but that first match took 12 minutes. So if we can eliminate dead time, because I think developing talent will come. There's clubs popping up everywhere, and I think it's fantastic. So I think the talent pool, you can call it an academy, the training thing, I think all of that is going to come. I think all of that, the talent is there. The talent's already out there. We just need to see them. Now, when we watch arm wrestling, and sometimes it can take forever to set up, and we're getting better. I think once we get better at just eliminating that dead time, I think we're off to the races. I really do. When Arm Wars was on Eurosport, Neil Pickup was really good when presenting it to Eurosport at eliminating the dead time. And all you got were bangers of matches, absolute bangers. It was unreal. It was unreal. Let's have a look. You're pinning the growth on social media, yesterday's business model. Well, I'm not pinning the growth. I just desperately want the sport to grow. And I think if we all shed arm wrestling in a bit more of a positive light, or a more of a healthier debate on the social medias, because that's where everyone looks first, then we're rocking and rolling. And Jake, almost 2 million views on your channel. Good work, Charles. You guys are awesome. What else have we got? Not everyone has charisma of a Devon or an Arnold or a Bruce Lee, but those guys who pull their sport kicking and screaming into mainstream. Yeah, I'm not after. But that's the thing. Like, I do understand. Like, not everyone has charisma and kicking and screaming. Now, not sure about kicking and screaming, but For me, with arm wrestling, I genuinely think we need like okay, a good example. I think is a very good example of not kicking and screaming is Pradeep from Arm Wrestling News. When he just presents the news and he does it calm and he just does it his way. He's not yelling and jumping all over the shop, but yet his channel is doing very well. So you don't need to be kicking and screaming. And I think that's just that you've got my way, you got Pradeep's way. There's more than one avenue, and we need characters. We don't need everyone like screaming for attention. Cool, calm, collective people down here. Well, I say in the energy levels. I don't mean they're down here, but in the energy levels, rock and roll from there because yeah, if that makes sense. If that makes sense. People won't watch 30 minutes strap, slip, strap, setup. Yeah, I'm with you there. Harry jumps in. He says, Jake, it won't become mainstream for the same reason powerlifting is not mainstream. It's absolutely infested with steroids and is very dangerous. It can be. There's certainly a lot. It is certainly a lot. Yeah. Now is that becoming a huge problem? It could be. Absolutely it could be. People pumping so much in their body to become number one, and to get those big time matches, they're looking to get stronger. It's very, very interesting. Oh, I'm clicking buttons. Corey's not boring to watch. Corey's awesome. I like Corey. Commentators are important to season the dead time between rounds and setups. Absolutely. Northwest Bull says there's natural talent everywhere. I've seen it. First time pools with huge power. Clubs need to get together more and unify and identify the sport, build credibility and legitimacy. Yeah. We need to band. That's what I mean. We need to band together. You are right. Outside sponsors will never support a sport if the sport as a whole doesn't support itself. Over the top internal bitching is an anchor. Yeah, we can just limit it. Absolutely, we can just limit it. I'm all for funny memes. I am a sucker for a good meme. Do not get me wrong. The caption game that we play on Maximum Bang Monday. We all have absolute banter and so much fun with it. But yeah, like a big example for me is when Ryan Bowen made a thumbnail. Now let's just break it down, and I'm up for healthy debate on this one. But Ryan just made a thumbnail. And for context, for those who don't know, there's a picture of Bill Collins that says, this man will decide the match, decide the winner of the match. For me, it was just a thumbnail. That's all. He didn't go out and tell someone they're glad that they were amputated. He didn't go out and says, I hope you get hit by a car, which is some of the things that he has received and myself as well. So it's like, it was just a thumbnail. I'm all for passionate. Ryan, you're out of your mind. Wait, you're kidding? Referee won't have any influence on the match. That's silly. But just when you break it down, it was just the thumbnail. But I think now in saying that, hello, just got here, says Nismo. Let's have a look. Matt just quickly pops in and says, if there are no steroids, Levan would be number one. Okay. I just wanted to show the name. Tony Katowski's cargo shorts. Steroids are irrelevant to popularity. Look at the popularity of WWE. They're even more juice than pause. But their outcome is a little bit predetermined. I've got to scroll up. Everyone's gone nuts, which is good, which is what I love. See you, Guy. Good night, mate. Yeah, so when it comes to I was just reading some of the comments, and when I read all your comments, I do lose a train of thought. Now, for me, why it can go mainstream, and why I think it will, I think in the time that we have when the sport is going, when the time that we have and the sport is going, I think it's almost the most exciting sport. The most exciting sport in the world. All sport has dead time, and other sports try and change the rules to get rid of it. Okay, that's not working for the sport. Let's get rid of it. Okay, so and other companies, Arm Wars rules are different to East versus West rules. East versus West rules are different to, say, King of the Table rules and things like that. So I like that we're flirting with the rules. I like that we're flirting. Now we're in a very high testosterone sport, and it's and that's another thing. It's a proper men are a dying breed, and arm wrestling just brings back that grit strength, grit your teeth in there. We also implement chess, strategy, technique into absolute power. So if you're in the science lab and trying to think of an amazing sport, we need technique and superstars and power and things like that. Arm wrestling has it. But when the matches are going, sometimes they just don't go long enough. And so it is going from there. It is going from there. I genuinely believe, as I sit here, that it can go mainstream. I think the people, whether it's commentators, Ryan Bowen, Neil Pickup, Uncle John. Of course, I'm going to throw myself in there because this is what I love doing. I think we have the personalities of the sport to bring it mainstream. You know what I mean? Like Neil Pickup's on. He does stuff MMA. He's been with Michael Bisping and things like that. He does Giants Live and all the strongman stuff. So we have the personalities. Then we have the personalities on the table. Like Levan didn't say a word, but I still think he's a character and personality. You know what you got to get with Devin. I love the way Monster Michael Toddzilla, Jeff Hale all go about it. They're an excitement machine. But then you have the more quieter people. Alex Kadech is actually quiet and very humble leading up to him. When he gets on the table, that animalistic comes out. So I think we have enough characters already, whether they're known or unknown. Like I train with some people and I'm like, yeah, you'd be really cool. Once you get much better at arm wrestling, you would be really, really cool there. I think it is exciting enough to attract sponsorship, but we've got to go out and get sponsorship. We've got to go out and get our matches. If you're an arm wrestler out there and you're not big on charisma and whatnot, that's fine. Then go and challenge people. I've got a dude, he's 16 years old. His name's Jamie Barrett. I've mentioned him quite a few times. Now, he's not your out there personality. He's a very quiet man, aggressive on the table. But he messages anyone and everyone wanting a super match. And the guy is awesome. All right, let me scroll back and find some comments. Arm wrestling is more dangerous than bench pressing, says my man Hari. Is it Hari or Harry? I do apologize. With technology and health upgrades, the future will be decided by who has access to the greatest health upgrades. Banning PEDs is a losing battle, says Hollywood Matt Connolly. If there's no juice, the sport will be filled with stickmen. I don't know about that. I reckon we'll be right. Arm wrestling is the most manly sport there is. Cycling breaks collarbones. Boxers break noses. They heal up. You're all good. Yeah, I mean, no one likes no one likes getting injured. Of course, no one likes getting injured. But yeah, it happens in all sport. When Devon Arm wrestled WAL is so much more entertaining to watch. You would be walking around making comments, Jody yelling at Bob Brown, crawling under the table, pointing at Monster Michael Todd was fun. That's what I mean. It got on ESPN. We've had it there. Eurosport and ESPN. Back in the day, it was on the Wide World of Sports. Sylvester Stallone starred in a movie about arm wrestling. And that's when he was Rambo and Rocky. So it can get there. That is for sure. What does my poll say? 70% of you, 71% of you. 71%, 89 votes. That's pretty cool. Are saying that it can. It's funny how everyone knows about arm wrestling, but yeah. There you go. But yeah, no, it's a legit sport. It's definitely in a very good spot right now. And that's why it brings me the question, because I just want to, because for me, I'm always about evolving the channel, making it look better, whether it's my interview styles, the way I call the matches, the way I present videos. So I'm always evolving. I'm always wanting it to be next, because I would love it if a lot of the channels were like Arm Wrestling TV, 1.6 million. I would love it if I would go up to my pay TV and press record because Arm Wrestling was going to be on ESPN. I think there's something. The issue mainstream peeps don't understand the technical strategy sides that are required along with strength. Yeah. Oh, of course, a lot of people, that is definitely, it is definitely, yeah, I agree. Lost my train of thought there. MMA was that long time until the Ultimate Fighter on Spike happened. I was a big fan of that. And I still hope that arm wrestling does the same thing. Game of Arms was amazing. If you love arm wrestling, Game of Arms was fantastic. Now, for me, personally, they viewed it as because we are an underground sport. We are an underground niche sport, and that's how it's presented to the public. They were pulling in butchers, freezers, and, back at the back of piers and things like that. The matches were great. The show was fantastic. You got invested in the characters. You got a bit of the behind the scenes footage of it all, which is what I'm awesome. And the matches were bangers. I mean, the finale was a 40-round super match, and they had to stop between Travis Bagent and Dave Chafee. Yeah, so I think it can happen. What else? Oh, what else have we got? Okay, everyone's just replying to each other, which is cool. You've never seen Game of Arms. You've never seen Game of Arms. Game of Arms is awesome. Whoa, what's going on with my lighting? So you've got to, how can I eliminate that shadow? So I'm just working on different things. See this shadow here? I need to try and get rid of that, but that's positioning a light there. But anyway, Game of Arms is unreal. It is unreal. But yeah, initially, I do think it will become mainstream. I think we've got the talent. I think the sport can be exciting about. It's just tweaking those things. Dead time would be one good thing. Hollywood says I need a light behind. Well, what if I put that there? Will that work? No? I don't know. This is like it's a bit of a test and a chat. What if I tap it again? I don't know. I'll keep playing with it. I was like having a chat with everyone. Put one on the stand on the banner. Oh yeah, that was it there. Everyone's just having a chat. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how the where was it? This one. No, where was it? Yeah, I don't know what happened to Ethan Fritchie. Bloody hell, the comments are going. Levi said, whatever happened to Ethan Fritchie? from Game of Arms. Yeah, I'm not too sure. I might have to look him up and get him on the show. WAL, the perfect format, entertaining as hell. I love watching old matches on YouTube. No arm wrestling tournament has ever come close since. Let's bring WAL back. I hope WAL comes back. I really do. But it can become mainstream, guys. Do not get me wrong. Whether, it's a bit early in the morning for me and I haven't had enough coffees and things like that, and I say I'm whingy and moaning. I'm never a whinging and moaning type of person. I just want the sport to be mainstream. I just want the sport to excel. I want all of you guys to be rewarded with your time, because there are so many amazing people in the sport of arm wrestling. There are so many good people. And they're the good people that are just love. And I feel that with us all together, we can skyrocket this sport to the moon. If we can get more minds behind it, more sponsorship behind it, everyone working, because I believe that the majority of us are working together. If we can just eliminate bits and pieces of things, and of course, every sport has it. If you go to basketball and someone says that LeBron's better than Michael Jordan, the comment section gets wild. Someone wished horrible things upon my family because I said LeBron James was a flog. And vice versa. If you say Michael Jordan is better than LeBron, then the same thing. The same thing happens there. So it all comes and goes, and it does. We're going to get haters. That is natural for the sport. I'm not arguing that at all. What have we got here? White Wolf says, Jake Paul, would you invest in WAL if it became publicly traded? Me? How fickin' hard? Yes. All righty. Let's have a look. I'll do a poll. 72% think it will become mainstream. All right. So we've got some positivity going on. We're rocking and rolling. Okay. So would you invest in a publicly traded league? Yeah. Yes or no? Ask your community. Okay. What else have we got? I think the other issue is for super heavyweights. Most of the time, it just comes down to who is bigger. We're leaning over to that, Hari. We are leaning over to that. Yeah, because for me, I love watching the Jeff Hale versus Giannis Amlins. Well, I just love watching those two pull anyone. I think they have exciting matches. So, yeah, look, because we just love big bad things. That's just who we are as men. We love big trucks. We love the big TV. We want the big couch, the big car, the big swimming pool. We're just naturally attracted to big things. We're at the gym. We just want to get bigger. If you all look at your biceps, you're like, would I like them to be bigger? Absolutely. So we do naturally go towards there. But at this stage, they're the ones making the biggest noise. So, yeah, we've, and hopefully a little bit lower with your John Brzezinski, Prudnik, Toddzilla, if they all are just hanging around their pond and people can get in there. Zurab, RVJ's back. So hopefully we get a bit more in the heavyweight division. Would you call that heavyweight or middleweight? Maybe middleweight, 100, 110 kilos. Anyway, the 220-pound division. So, and we just need it all to come down. Without consequences, it goes nowhere. Constant hype for one-off events is not sustainable. But what, Bill, my man, what's the one-off event? So far this year, the Monster Factory is about to have its third event. We've just had our fourth King of the Table, and the fifth King of the Table, I think, is happening in November or December. We're up to East versus West 4, which is going into East versus West 5. We've had Arm Wars Reality Check, and all the Arm Wars Iron House has been released, and then there's Iron House 2 in September. So I don't think we're having these one-off events. Well, the bigger ones aren't having one-off events. Then you have things like Michigan State. That's a one-off event every year, but they build up to Michigan State. You've got Washington State. Tim Tellman, Jam Sports Entertainment. But they've also tried a pay-per-view format. So it is interesting there. Tony, my man, says, Jake, can you ever get the God on Danny Tesh? Nah. If I get it, it'll be an absolute miracle. It'll be an absolute miracle. That is for sure. An absolute miracle. If I can get Danny Tesh on, he is just not interested at all. Now, he's good friends with Presidential Phil, and I have offered $1,000 for Danny to come on the show. Just doesn't want to. Just doesn't want to come on. Neil Pickup's offered. I don't know if he's offered money, but has constantly, So at this stage, no. But I'll never give up. I will never give up for you guys. I will never give up, and I will try my hardest to get Danny Tesh. A part of me thought I could have. He was going to come to Over the Top. I got the WAL pub review. Yeah, we couldn't get it in Australia. Someone illegally streamed it, so I got to watch it live. Irish Samurai says the people who say Jordan is the GOAT, and then there are people who are wrong. You're the man, Irish. Wow. All right, let me scroll up. Here we go. It's all happening. Everyone's in there. Oh, no, man. This is why I like hearing the other side of the coin, because I can be up in my airy fairy land and arm wrestling's the greatest in there. And that's why I'll try to get some realism, is it? And you're bringing it as well. You're not being a dick about it, Harry. You're fine, mate. You are fine. I feel weird saying some negative things, like I'm getting stuck into the, there's trolls and then there's people that take it too far. And those people that take it, they're just constantly, because they're getting attention and it's in a negative way. If you're going to throw a lasso at someone on a high level, pull yourself up. Don't try and bring them down. Do not try and bring them down. Josh says, I love where arm wrestling is at the moment. Nothing against going mainstream, but a lot would change if I feel more politics are involved. Just my thoughts. Yeah, but for me, I would just love it, if a lot of people made a lot of money from arm wrestling, because and it happens in a lot of sports. You'd never want to see families break down or relationships finish because they're spending too much time in the sport. I want everyone to have their happy ending. I would love it if every single person I bring onto the show was a full-time athlete. All they did, I would love if I could organise all the best arm wrestlers in the world to come to Australia and we have a signing convention and, hundreds of people lining up to get photos and signatures and then we do a big live Q&A. I book out a facility with 1,000 seats and sell that. And it's, I just wanted to go there and, and suddenly, not only am I doing YouTube, but I'm on ESPN and welcome to the weekly arm wrestling show. And so that's where I'm at. Politics are in the sport now and, and that's fine. Politics are always going to be around, but I just think we can get there. I genuinely believe we can get there. We can get there. All righty. What have we got? What else have we got? Love the brutal honesty. Yeah. Oh, I'm always honest, man. I'm always up and about. Wasn't the Arnold Classic Arm Wrestlers matches from last year supposed to be shown on NBC Sports? It was, but I don't know if anything came of it. I don't know. I know they all got paid. Apparently, they all got paid big money. I don't get NBC Sports over here, so if you guys haven't seen it. So, yeah, maybe that's something we could all follow up on. We can make arm wrestling mainstream in one day. Just make Ryan Bowen give an interview to 7 News. No way, AZ. Get me on there. Get me on there. I'll make it happen. I'll make it happen. That's for sure. Just want to double check, everyone. How's the sound going now that I'm in a more closed off room? Is my microphone coming off better? Is my sound coming off better to you guys? Maybe another movie like Over the Top could pull some people into the sport. It could be. It could be. But I don't know. They tried with Golden Arm, and you all know. you all know. Okay, sounds good. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay. Yeah. The European Championship was on the Olympic channel this year. There you go. So it's building there. I don't think it'll ever be in the Olympics. We've tried it in the Olympics because we don't have enough natural athletes. Yes, there are definitely steroids in Olympics. I mean, people get busted all the time. But the way us arm wrestlers, well, not us, I'm definitely not on steroids. But yeah, the way arm wrestling comes in, arm wrestlers come in, it's like, oh, geez, massive. Yeah, if that Devon documentary can, if that can come in, what am I trying to say? If that arm wrestling documentary that my man Rory's doing can get on a mainstream, I think it'll definitely help. I think any way we can get arm wrestling on a Netflix or whatever you guys have over there for your streaming services. We have a few Australian streaming services here. I think it'll help. Shit, I watched a documentary on Rubik's Cubes and I almost bought one myself. That was speed Rubik's Cubing. And I almost, and cup stacking. And I almost went and bought some cups myself to do it at the kitchen. So there is an avenue. We just need more people like it. We're getting outside people into the sport, you know. I mean, look how many people watched Eddie Hall and Thor box or Devon and Thor box. Now we just need them over, you know, on our side. Wouldn't it be good if Eddie Hall and Thor had an arm wrestle? You know, it's like, okay, Thor won boxing. You're winning 1-0. Let's get you there. You know, money's always probably the number one factor. Money's always one thing, but I just believe, I think it can happen. I think we can get it there. Of course, I don't have the answers. I have suggestions of the shit things that are holding us back and the good things that are skyrocketing us to the moon, because we're in a fantastic spot at the moment. We're almost having one elite event per month. I mean, I'm having next week there's there's events happening all the time. People are having super matches all the time. Now, if it goes mainstream, maybe it doesn't need to be live. Maybe we just do the highlights. If we can just start sneaking highlights into it. So, like, I love NFL, but I very rarely watch an NFL live game. I just watch the highlights because there's a lot of dead time. So, yeah. See you later, Tony. Performance Enhancing Pancake says, I think WAL has done the best job so far with a legit-looking venue, legit announcers, professional audio, video, and everything. I hope they either come back or someone copies them. Yeah, everyone knows since the first time I released a video to 2.5 years now, I love WAL. It has so many amazing agreements. And once again, they adjusted the rules by having bigger pads. Bigger pads meant longer matches. And we will grow enough where you can have the traditional thing and, leaning towards the WAL way. I think there's room for both. Nismo says, Aussie Arm Wrestler, your passion is amazing, brother. Thank you very much, Nismo. Thank you very much. Your logo looks really cool as well. I do like it. I do appreciate it. Yeah, thank you very much. I'm a very passionate guy. I'm passionate about anything. Let's have a look here. I'm passionate about my family. I'm passionate about what we're going to have for tea. I just love life, and arm wrestling's a part of it. I see what you're saying on the politics and agree, as long as it broadens where events are held, and it includes Michigan. Haha, love to see a decent match held somewhat close to my location. Yeah, we just need just for entertaining matches as one. Characters is like 1B. Because if people just turn it on and you see two people stuck in a hook and they're moving and things like that, it's such an entertaining sport. We all know it. That's why we're here. That's why we're talking about it. That's why we're debating about it. It can go mainstream. We get some right talented people. I mean, Brad Cook from 217 can make arm wrestling look even better than the matches are. James Statham from Arm Wars. Holy shit, look what he's doing over at Arm Wars there. You know, I see some of these promo videos that are popping up, whether you're on a channel with 50 subscribers or 10,000 subscribers. People are doing some amazing stuff, promotion, getting us excited. And that's what it is. Once again, entertaining. Then you chuck in characters that are high energy level. Myself, Uncle John, Neil Pickup. Boom. Now, I'm not putting Neil Pickup on our level. He's just high energy, high exciting. Boom. Then, you've got people whose energies aren't whose energies levels are lower, but they're calm and concise. Ryan Bowen, Pradeep Singh. They have, things like that. I mean, my man that was just in the chat, Performance Enhancing Pancakes. Go look at his past 10 videos, all minimum 10,000 views. Correct me if I'm wrong, Performance Pancakes, but your channel's soaring. Short, sharp, entertaining. I think that's just there. All righty. Fighter Frank in the house. How are you, buddy? What's my man got to say? He says, but even the fact now that we have Monster Factory East versus West and King of the Table is awesome. Just to know that there'll be content consistently, even if it's not perfect quality. Yeah. Huge prize money would convince top athletes to play in it. Play NFL, get for $10 million a year, or arm wrestling for $10K. Absolutely, absolutely. Money's always a huge part in it. I think the path to make it mainstream and get more famous people into the sport, like Brock Lesnar or football players, into it. Social media spreads the message at the speed of light. Maybe. What else have we got? Man, it's just going nuts. I'll have to scroll. So many comments. I love it. I love the debate that everyone's having. I'm just missing people in the chat. Marcus Thompson's jumped in. How are you? The Schmoes jumped in. Says, what's going on? You filthy animals. Everyone's just jumping in saying g'day. Yeah, Marcus, I reckon we'll start our own WAL. Let's work together. So just trying to bring it all back on track. That is for sure. There is a way. There is a way that this can become mainstream. There is definitely a way that this can become entertaining. Now, Miko brings up a point about elite level tournaments. Now, for me, I do not think tournaments is the way to go to make it. I do not think tournaments is the way to go for this to skyrocket to the moon. I don't see it because for me, tournaments go for like 8 hours and 9 hours. And then if elite athletes jump in and we have a tournament, of course I want to see them all go head to head. Of course I want to see that. But if you get to a semi-final and them two have an absolute banger where the bloke from the A side skyrockets to the final and he's fresh. And then this guy is so tired and knackered, then you get to, we're building it up because the apex, the climax is the grand final of the tournament. And the one guy's just too tired and he gets plowed over. For me, that's not exciting. And it wouldn't really happen in elite levels, but you watch a lot of tournaments, the first 8 to 10 matches of every tournament is just a quick, pin, thank you, move, pin, because, they do it on the rankings and you get the good guys against the new guys. Yep. So I do not think tournaments is the way to go for mainstream. Tournaments is awesome. So every single person has a way of pulling. If you're new to the sport, you can go to a local tournament, have 100 people there. You can rock and roll, get on the after pool. But for me, it's not happening. Performance, man. 2 things. 1, I think you're cooler than me. And 2, I think your channel will surpass mine very, very soon. And I'll be very happy for it. It's never going to be mainstream when it's all main events is on pay-per-view. Generally, a sport has to be established before doing that. Arm wrestling has it backwards. Well, I think what's trying to happen. 1, well, the Monster Factory went for free. They went out and got sponsors. So this could be a game changer. They went out and got sponsors and had the event funded. So where I think a lot of people are doing pay-per-views now is they're just trying to get some money to fund the next event. So we're not all going, let's all watch King of the Table 1 and then that's it. I think they're trying to fund it so they can have King of the Table 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 10. So has it gone backwards? I'm not too sure there too much. I'm not too sure if it's gone backwards, but we just need funding. And this is the way they think they can do it. They think they're going to put on high caliber matches. It's been set now. Anything less is going to be a bit of a struggle, but they've put on high caliber matches for us to pay some money. There's some interesting business models out there, but they seem to be working because we all seem to be paying and events seem to be going on. So then I do think pay-per-views will drop. Because what will happen is now they'll move into the Monster Factory strategy. Because now if Engen's like, right, say with Engen, because East versus West is coming up. That's why it just came to mind. And he's like, right, I'm getting 5,000 pay-per-view buys. Then all these other sponsors are right. Okay, well, I want that on my channel now. Okay, how about I pay for all your athletes, we give it free, and everyone can watch. We've just got to find that happy medium. I don't think it's going. I understand why you think it's going backwards. Need more exposure to the younger audience. Yeah, I'm saying tournaments are important. But it's not what will get us to the thing. What else have we got? Core Sports. Phil, can I have some context behind that, my man? I would love some context behind that. What else have we got as I'm scrolling? I love tournaments, but way too many emotionless flash pins. It's just kind of hard to get emotionally attached. It's tough to follow where you are in the bracket. Yeah, because we're big on double eliminations and things like that. Oh, Marcus, this has just come out of nowhere. You dead set legend. Says, Jake, let's start a new WAL. We will plan it at Whitby. Usual suspects be board members. Absolutely. Of course, absolutely. Absolutely, I'd be keen for that. That'd be unreal. Mate, we got to work something out. We've got to work something out. So if we go from there and make it happen, boy, oh boy, is it going to be good. And I'll discuss this. I'm going to ask this question in 12 hours when I go live with Uncle John, Ryan Bowen, and Don Underwood. I'll ask the question. So, we'll see what they've got to say as well. Yes, I'll be live with those guys in 12 hours, but we need something. I would be I am keen for Whitby. I'm definitely keen for Whitby. Just getting confirmation on two things, Marcus, and then we are on. And we are rocking and rolling. So Whitby will be awesome. Once again, man, really appreciate your ongoing support. Really, really appreciate it. Absolutely love it. Thank you so much. Jake, if I want to be as cool as you, I'll have to start working on my Aussie accent. Actually, I'll get to your one in MGA. Marcus can fund it all, Ben. We need to find people to help Marcus out because Marcus can just change his mind. You know what I mean? Like, I'm very grateful for the support and will always be grateful for the support. But there'll be a time when Marcus is just like, you know what? Fuck you guys. I'm out of here. And then what? So we need heaps of people jumping in. And then, get a group of merry men. Game of Thrones was the highest rated reality series on AMC ever. It was renewed for a second season but cancelled mid-production of season 2 because it switched to fictional dramas only. Interesting. That's what I mean. It can be mainstream. It can be amazing. Game of Wars. I'm almost tempted to buy a VPN again to rewatch Game of Arms. I watched it on Tubi, the Tubi streaming app, but it's not in Australia. I have to get a VPN. And I watched it back to back twice. Once I got to the end, I went back to the start and watched it all again. It's a go. That is for sure. Alrighty. I must have missed your comment, Phil, about why you don't like core sports. Did I miss it, or you just haven't told me? Let's have a look. I just want to leave as appreciation. Just leave Marcus's super chat up there. We need to get bigger sponsors for the free events. At the moment, they are usually cringe. Yeah, I don't think the sponsors are cringe at all. And if you're referring to the Monster Michael Todd ads, I thought they were fantastic. But also, Nate, you do have to understand, you can only play ads on YouTube. You can only play your own ads on YouTube if you are the star. That's why Michael Todd had to be the star, because it's his channel. So I can't so just say if I get Marcus Thompson's Awesome Academy sponsoring me, right? I can't just play his ad. So I'll get that comment up. I can't just play his ad on my channel. I have to be the star of hyperspace. I have to be the star and go and pretend I'm on the computer and let me protect your internet or something like that. So yeah, although I thought they were awesome and I thought they were funny, if you want to play your own ads, you have to be the star. Just a bit of, yeah. Could you do a bracket of super matches overtime like they do in March Madness? I think it'd still be cool to have a championship match to look forward to instead of random super matches. They definitely can. They definitely can, but you got to yeah, but that's what I mean. So at the moment, we've got these 4 awesome companies, and they're all trying to be number one, and there's nothing wrong with that. We'll see who prevails. But like John Brising pulls at East versus West, he's pulled at King of the Table, and he is pulled at Monster Factory. So if we were doing a March Madness bracket and go, right, the round of 64 is in February, 32 in April, and so on, and then in November we have the winner. I mean, that would be cool, but I guarantee you would need a minimum $1 million, a guaranteed $1 million. And it wouldn't surprise me if people throw the match so they can get all their other super matches throughout the year. It could work, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see. And what else have we got? Let me scroll down. Oh, I meant to add. I really enjoy the Monster Factory, and your idea is a good one. Maybe a sponsor should reach out to others like Devin, who has a massive following, as live events during his channel. Yeah, we need to reach out to this. It's us. It's us that need to do it. What else have we got? Core Sports started off great, but overall it's now dragging sport down due to bad streaming. Only a few matches, drama overrules, and many other reasons. Thank you, not my monkeys. My stream for King of the Table was top notch. I don't know what the decision was at East versus West, but from my understanding, and Phil, you were there, I believe. You can tell me. You can tell me that they chose the wrong Wi-Fi system, I believe. So I still don't think the streaming issue was Core Sports, but I could be wrong. Proton VPN is free. We need to smash it. Arm wrestling anime, mate. I think that definitely could work. Arm Wars could become the #1 franchise worldwide. There's definitely some stuff there to make it happen. That is for sure. You can do it a lot with a little these days. Just need the right people who know what they are doing. Absolutely. See you, Pete. You dead set legend. You take care. Take care, Pete. Long-term hype is very important. What else? White Wolf says, Jake, the money train waits for no one. It arrives and departs exactly on time. You either jump on and off. Money Slam is the engineer. All aboard. Oh, I'm definitely all aboard, and I always appreciate Marcus's contribution to the channel. That is, I mean, he keeps this dream alive. So then I'm able to get to a stage where all my videos get 100,000 views every time. That's at a stage where I am aiming to get. It's going to take a while. I do love doing. I mean, lives are my #1. I mean, I'm going live in under 12 hours now. Lives are my #1. That is for sure. But yeah, it's, you just, yeah. I'm always big on showing appreciation. Yeah, it used to be on the Wide World of Sports, Backspace. It used to be on the Wide World of Sports. What have we got? All right. Scrolling. Everyone's going nuts. I've seen this performance. I've seen this. Now, you've got to look at it from this perspective. So a boxing ring is a square, right? 2 of the 4 avenues, so 2 of the 4 sides of the crowd have an opponent's back to them, so they can't see it. Second of all, a wrestling ring is up high. The seating usually is low, and it works its way up. So the people that have paid the most for the seats at the front will have all the ropes in the way. The idea of it is good. I just haven't seen the visual nailed yet. So I'm going to say no, not yet. Now, if everyone's above the ring, absolutely. Yeah, for me, I think arm wrestlers should just be that. Yeah, it depends how many people you want at your event. So, and if you got a screen and everything, we'll see how we go. WAL had the best setup, hands down. Arm Fury. No one wants to see a ref get involved. Just let him fight it out. I just personally think whatever the referee says goes. So start in a referee's grip, close your thumb, close your hands, and go. So many times people are ready to go and they're too busy saying stuff. They're too busy saying that. Like you see people argue with the refs in other sports, but you never see the ref change their mind in other sports unless it's an official challenge. So when you're there and they're ready to go and then person just lets go and then it's like, no, my thumb knuckle is being covered. You're like, So I sometimes think, yeah. Yeah, Matt Connolly's crew did it in a MMA cage. Now, that if you get more ways to see it, I mean, the pay-per-view stream of that made it look awesome. What else have we got? What else have we got? Just having a quick chat with everyone. An organization with a set rules? Yes and no. Yes and no. You could argue both ways because people enjoy different sorts of rules. Different sorts of rules. So your traditionalists love exactly how it is. Micro fouls, everything gets called. Your traditionalists have that. So there's room for them. And then there's people over here that are like, well, I actually like if those fouls were missed, and I like it, if it's an advantage or blah, 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 blah. So I think there's room for both. I do think there is room for both. Yeah, okay. All righty. So to answer the question officially, can arm wrestling become mainstream? Yes, it can. Now, I know early on I was banging on about the YouTube or Reddit or things like that. What we just need is everyone to just remember that we all need to rise together. Yes, it can become mainstream, but I think just back off on the hate. I understand you can be passionate whether you hate someone or that's the only way you can get an extra few likes or an extra few views on your channel. There's other ways. I understand controversy creates cash. I understand that, but there's better ways for it. There are 100 better ways for it. That is for sure. Ryan Bussier has just come in. Says, hey, Aussie. G'day to you. G'day to you. Yeah, Fury, I was talking about dead air earlier. If we can eliminate dead air, then we're on for young and old. Just looking at my last poll. What have we got? 60% and 40%, 59%. Would you invest in a publicly traded league? 61% of you would. That's pretty cool. 61% would be good. What's everyone saying? I don't mind a long grip up as long as the pullers are mic'd up and you can hear the drama. Maybe, yeah, it could. Maybe in the sudden silver bullet one. I don't know. Why I think we need to eliminate a lot of that dead air, including a lot of the setups, is because when you're watching YouTube, can you or someone sends you a video and it's like 7 minutes, 8 minutes long? Are you really going to watch it? Like, when I remember I used to make instead of doing my podcast live, I used to film them and just release them. Now, not many people watching because it was like, fuck, man, 45 minutes long, an hour and a half long. I'm not watching that. That's a movie. So then when you look at your channel, Performance Enhancing Pancakes. Nothing of yours goes over 2 minutes and you are crushing it. So you got to understand, because we solely invent things to save time. Shit, I used to use a rotary phone. We'd stick your finger in, turn it, and ring someone. I used to send letters. If I wanted to talk to my friends, I would send them a letter or wait till I went to school. And then we invented email. Why? Because it was faster. We invented phones and things like that. So our attention spans are so short. That's why I think we need to get rid of a lot of that setups and breaks and things like that. All righty. There's a bit going on in the chat. What's happened here? Someone said something about timed out. Will he be back or timed out permanently? Who's been timed out? What's going on? What is going on, guys? Talk to me. Because I can't see if anyone's been timed out. What is going on? Has who been timed out? 5-minute time out. Who are we talking about? 5-minute timed out. You can disrespect who you want, but constantly do it, and let alone to Marcus, is not cool by me. What else have we got? I'll get to that timed out thing in a minute and just let me know why. What do you think of an arm wrestling reality TV show? 10 to 12 arm wrestlers stuck on an island. You have to survive and do the competitions against you. No, they don't have to be on an island, Arm Fury. Just what the Ultimate Fighter did. Just have them living in a gym, Big Brother style, no TVs or anything. It's arm wrestling training and, do some fun little game competitions, take them to a beach and do a cardio competition or whatever. So then they can pick their team captains or who's fighting next. Yeah, maybe the pay-per-views could have some dead space, but if they put it on YouTube afterwards, I agree. They need to cut it up and concise as possible. The worst thing, Matt, was calling 000 was horrible because 0 was the last number. What was on my phone? What else have we got? Who? A tool bag, Jake. It's all good time out Vari for harassing Marcus. Marcus is a big boy. I'm sure if Marcus told him to fuck off, he would. That's all right. Hopefully Hari comes back. ESPN is covering the Cornhole League. Exactly. This is what gives me hope that we can make arm wrestling up and about. But I am actually in, funny enough, all these niche sports, I'm in a lot of their groups because I want to know what are they doing. And a lot of it, it's all that bitching and bringing everyone down. A lot of those niche sports don't have it. I watched marbles on ESPN. I watched lightsaber fights on ESPN. I watched this ridiculous game of dodgeball where someone was juggling at the back and you had to knock the juggler over. Like, why is it arm wrestling on ESPN again? Come on. Let's get there. We will get there. Alrighty. Alrighty. What else have we got? Mark my words. That's a bad thing to say, performance. Do not say mark my words. But because it's you, we'll overthrow Cornhole. Now, Hari comes in and he says, maybe Devin and Michael Todd hanging under the table is why arm wrestling is not mainstream. Maybe. A lot of people hate the King's move. But what I have challenged people in the past, right? We could do a poll and it could be 80% of people hate the King's move. Yet a lot of people organize tournaments and super matches. Yes. A lot of people organize a set of rules. Yes. Not one person has eliminated the King's move. So there's something to it about being in the sport. Yes, it looks terrible. The double King's move looks terrible. And most of the time, some of the time, I should say, the King's move itself looks not great. But how come no one has banned it in their competitions? How come no one has said, you know what? Let's do a tournament where we don't have the King's move. So if your body, drops such and such degrees, and you can have a bloody tape there. You could put just a little bit of rope there, like an extra pin line. And say, if your shoulder drops below here, your left shoulder, like if you're a right hand puller and your left shoulder drops, you lose. But no one's banning it. I agree. It looks terrible. It looks terrible. I don't mind. I personally don't mind it. But yes, to the eye, you get all the time on videos. Oh, they're using their body. It's not. Yeah. It's not there. There we go. What else we got? The King's move is essentially arm wrestling in mixed martial arts. Can be extremely dominant when someone is good, but not very entertaining to watch. Yeah, that's like grappling. Did you say grappling? Or wrestling? Yeah, wrestling and grappling. What else have we got? You guys are awesome. We have darts on TV. Yeah, there's some sports that we feel that we're better and we're more entertaining than, but unfortunately with the 8-9 hour tournaments, like if you're having a tournament, I think you just get all the good matches. Highlights from the such and such state tournament. You know, I'm off to a tournament next weekend. I'll be in New South Wales for the state tournaments there, and I might clip some good footage. I might clip some really good footage. Varley says darts isn't a sport. Hey, but it's on TV. It's on TV. So, yeah, it's on TV. And that is okay. Everyone's just been awesome on this. Andre Lapkus comes in. Where'd it go? The Olympics will be held in Brisbane in 2032. I think that'll be the first time arm wrestling will be in the Olympics because by then we'll have a big enough, and also Ryan Bowen could get us in. Look, yeah, hang shit on him all you want, but he's the number one Australian YouTuber, and he's up there in the top, top 2, top 3 arm wrestling channels. I think he's maybe, out of all the ones I know, he's probably 5th or 6th. We've got Arm Wrestling TV, Devon, Monster Michael Todd, Voice of Arm Wrestling, Ryan Bowen. So he's helping. He's helping. I hope it's in Brisbane as well. Could you imagine Ryan and I calling it for Channel 7? They bring us in as their arm wrestling experts. Holy shit, that would be amazing. That would be amazing. Alrighty. Alrighty, everyone's. Yeah, arm wrestling won't be. I don't think it'll be in the Olympics. I would love it to be in the Olympics. I don't think it'll be in the. See you, Josh. That's right, mate. You won't miss too much. I'm going to wrap it up in a few minutes. Just want to quickly. Let me just get. Where is it? I don't know why my music plays, but I just want to thank all my YouTube bangers, my Patreon bangers. I've got a couple of announcements coming up. I'm going to make a video today or tomorrow about things that are coming up. I need to update it. A few people have ended their membership, but that is cool. So yeah, it's hard keeping up. We've got so much awesome support. But for all of you that have become a member, mate, for as little as 50 cents a week, you're helping out the Aussie arm wrestler, and that is for sure. And I'm going to try and make this better so you guys get more airtime, so your names get more airtime. I'm just going to try and figure out how to work that bit out. You're timed out again, Aussie arm, Hari. What have you done? What was the second one for? What else have we got? Everyone's just jumping in. What else have we got? Just wanted to say, great live tonight, buddy. And hopefully this new studio is the way moving forward. Now, I know when the sun changes, I've got a little bit of light coming into our room. We've got the blinds there, and hopefully the voice looks a bit better. So thank you. Thank you for, and giving me some feedback. I now know what internet I need to use so it's not choppy, which is awesome because no one's complained about that. Let me just see if I play with the lighting. Do I need to be more bright, more light? I don't know if it makes any difference, but everyone's been awesome. Josh Berger from the 98% just chimes in with a ready bang. Just chimes in there, my good guy. Hopefully soon I'll come back on a 98% podcast. You guys just have a fun chat there on your channel, which is awesome. Sasquatch, anytime. I'll be live in 11 and a half hours as well. So when you wake up, hopefully you have a good night's sleep because the sun will rise tomorrow. And let's all work together. Let's all work together and just be awesome. I hope your day that day's gone. That moment's gone. Fuck it off. And hopefully tomorrow's a better day for you, Sass. All righty. What else have we got? Ari's innocent. Okay. Thanks, everyone. As I wrap up. All right, guys. We can leave Hari alone now. Let him get in there. Really appreciate hanging out with you all. If you guys can, like, what really helps my channel moving forward, if you've got a laptop or you're not going to use a phone for a while, can you queue up a whole heap of my smaller videos, the 2-minute, the 3-minute videos, and just play them all back to back and get some things up? Just trying to get in there and have a bit of fun, because I'd have to get in there and I would just love it. If all the views were hitting 20, 30,000 minimum. Because I know the lives are awesome. Oh, hang on. We've got one more special guest before it all comes in. Hang on. One more special guest before we wrap up. Look at this. Hello. Zadie Jasmine Ward has quickly jumped in. I thought you. Look at this. Say hi to everyone. You got to say goodbye to everyone. We're going to wrap up the show. We're going to spend the day together. Say hello, everyone. So can you say, ready? Bang! Look at the bright light. So we've got big things. Do you think arm wrestling become mainstream? Do you think Daddy can be a mainstream personality for the sport of arm wrestling? Really looking dead set into the camera, saying everyone.
She's a natural.
Here we go. Hey, you want to say bye to everyone as we wrap up the show?
Say bye, legends.
Do you want to pick a comment? We've got. Hang on. Everyone's saying hi to you, Zadie. We've got Ready Bang from Alex McDonald. We've got Baby Aussie. Says performance enhancing. A love heart from Phil Woody. Ryan Boussier says, yeah, love Baby Aussie. Hollywood McConnelly says, hello, Zadie. Andy spelled it correctly. Hey. Thank you very much, McConnelly. The Schmo says, Baby Aussie. White Wolf, you spelled it wrong when it says, wow, getting big. Oh, knocked over my microphone. Ready, Fang. She is getting big. She is getting beautiful. Peter Wazzy says, hi there. Hi, little Aussie. Can she say ready, Bang yet? She's saying ready, feed me. And so many awesome things. All right. Whoop. I probably shouldn't. Say bye.
Oh, her face was sad. Her lip was down.
Don't make me look like a bad dad. Say, hey, everyone. All righty. Yep, ready. Change my diaper. All right, you dead set legends. I love you all. We're going to wrap it up there. Remember. Thank you very much for all the great words. And see, this is what makes the arm wrestling good, because everyone was saying beautiful things about my baby. I've had some nasty things said about her. So head over, whoever's going live, head over to their channel now. I'm going to wrap it up. But just remember, in 11 and a half hours, Don Underwood, Uncle John, Aussie Arm Wrestler, and Ryan Bowen, we will be live, hanging and banging, slinging and slanging. We will see you all very soon. I love you all, you dead set legends. Thanks for hanging with the Aussie Arm Wrestler. If you can, go watch 10 of my videos. Just play them in the background.